Adam, we are 10 days away from the big fight, Bellator 287, October 29th. Given that we are just 10 days away, what's your thought process right now? What are your feelings, your emotions heading into the fight?
Just excitement. I'm really excited to get out to Milan and see the city, start the weight cut, start settling in and get ready for my home away from home for a week. And yeah, I'm ready to get into this thing.
Are you even going to have time to actually tour around and look around a little bit in Milan?
No, probably not. One thing I enjoy doing is, I got to travel a little bit in the past, and I have some great experiences and memories of like dealing with the jet lag, being up real early in the morning, and just going out and going for a run throughout the city. And I found that to be a great way to see a lot of stuff without dealing with so much people. People aren't my best friends during fight week. Unfortunately, I get a little grouchy, as many fighters do. But I mean, I'm just excited to soak up what I can soak up while I'm out there.
Exactly. Do you have any family coming with you that are making the flight over to Italy?
Extended family in the sense of friends, family. I mean, friends, teammates, coaches. All those guys will be out there. I just had a son, August 13th, who was born. Right, so we really wanted to get him and my girl out there, but there's a couple of things that kind of led us to have them stay back this time.
Of course, I mean, it's only been a couple of months now, so I'm sure it's a lot harder to, kind of get you're just getting your daily lifestyle, really just a nice schedule and all of that. And to make the flight over to another country, especially one so far away, I'm sure is a struggle. But let me ask you about that. You recently became a father just a couple of months ago. What has that been like for you? How do you feel it's like changed your outlook on life?
Oh man, it's amazing. They say like Papa Power or whatever you say, and it's real. It's super real. Like there's all the cliche sayings about you don't know love until you have a kid, and like it'll change your life. That experience is the best experience you're ever gonna like. All these things, and I was always like, okay, I'll see what it's like when I get there. But now I'm the guy saying all the cliche things to everybody else. So it's beyond amazing. My son, he had some issues at the beginning. When he was born, he was having a little trouble breathing. He wasn't getting enough oxygen. So basically, right after the first night, we noticed it, and they got him on supplemental oxygen, right? So he had the tubes in his nose, and they couldn't figure out why it was happening. So he actually spent the first 3 weeks of his life in the NICU, the neonatal intensive care unit, and basically running tests, trying to see what's going on, trying to see why he still needed that little bit of oxygen. He was always super stable and very healthy in every other sense, like eating, pooing, screaming, all the good things too, right? So he was a bit of a mystery for those first few weeks, and I didn't know how much I could love somebody. I didn't know how much I could stress about somebody. I didn't know how much I could just care and be there for somebody until this has been happening to me. So every day after training, I was shooting straight to the hospital to meet my girl. She's already there, and just spending time with him, in the little room bedside, and it was tough, but thank God he's back home. He's off of the oxygen for about 2 weeks now. He kind of just grew out of it, right? So all the big scary tests that they performed, they all kind of came back inconclusive. They never really could figure out, and they said best case scenario, we're never going to know why he needed the extra support, but he did, and now he doesn't. So very happy, very thankful. It is something that's like really common with like premature babies, but he was full term and super healthy. Mom was super healthy. So yeah, he was a big mystery around the doctor's office. We got to know all those doctors and nurses real well.
Well, I can't even imagine that because, that's the period where it's like you have a baby and let's be happy and excited, but then you kind of had to go through all of this. It is something that takes away from you because the whole time you don't even care about yourself. You're only caring about your child, clearly. So I can't even imagine what that was like for you, but at least now, things are better, like you said. So that's definitely a good thing. But it is one of those things where it's almost like you were given this, I don't know, challenge right off the bat. And like you mentioned, you never knew how you can love another human so much until that moment.
Yeah, absolutely. I like to say I got thrown right into fatherhood. You know, all the experienced parents are telling me like the stress won't, you know, you're always going to worry about your kid. You know, that's not going to change. So, you know, I'm ready for it now. You know, I've been through this, so we can be through anything.
And now that you've been a father for a bit, what has been like your favorite thing, like your favorite thing that you most look forward to?
Well, it's been hard because ever since he was born, I've been in training camp. I knew this fight was coming, and it's no complaints. I'm beyond thrilled for both my son and my training camp. But you know, the hardest thing is being away from him, especially in the mornings. He tends to wake up and be so happy and playful and aware and alert and everything, more so in the mornings. But at the same note, my favorite part is coming home to him every day. Is getting to, you know, come home and hopefully he's not on his nap and I get to play with him and hold him and feed him and try to get some smiles out of him and you know, help already condition his body and stretch him out and all that good stuff.
You're already planning for his future.
You know, I'm not going to be one of those obsessive live through your kid type of parents. You know, I'm living my own life, obviously. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be numero uno dad over here.
You're going to be like this very intense cheerleader mom, soccer moms, except the dad version.
Well, to be honest, my girl, she's going to be the way more intense version than me. So I'll be the backup.
It just shows you care, right? It shows you care.
Yeah, absolutely. If you didn't, I mean, you know, it's almost like the old generation to not care. It's like, get with the times, you know, you got to care about, and it's cool to care about your son now, which I love, because I think even if I was born 50 years ago, I would still be obsessive, right? So
Exactly. But here's the thing though, is that you clearly don't have a conventional 9 to 5 office job. Dad's going out there, fighting and putting your health and your body on the line each and every single time that you go out there, you train and you do these fights. Has becoming a father inspired you to work harder? Has it made you think twice about, the lifestyle that you've chosen?
Think twice about the lifestyle, not so much. I mean, I'm really happy where I am. I love what I do. If I was working a 9 to 5 in some office, I would be much more miserable, angry, irritable, all those bad things, and I'll be a way worse father overall. So I'm going to teach him the same way I was taught, which is to pursue your dreams, to go for what you're going to go for, and not to be a sheep, but to, be the wolf. And in terms of like that extra inspiration, absolutely, right? Like when I fought Georgie my last fight, obviously I knew my girl was pregnant. I knew my little son was coming. So that gave me a different level of excitement, motivation, and all that stuff and drive. But to actually have him in my hands and to be able to see him, like anytime I'm getting tired in training, I'm just seeing that little face and just pushing through. So yeah, like I said, that pop of power, that's real. That's real.
You're like, I can't let him down. You're like, I'm a father now. I got to be a winner and moving
Exactly.
forward with that. Yeah, I totally
Yeah.
get it. So let's get into the fight coming up. And like we mentioned, Bellator 287, you're going to be facing Mansour Barnaoui. So let's talk about that because he's making his Bellator debut. And like we were just saying with you, you're a father, you want that, you have that winning spirit. It's coming out of you. But when you're making your debut into a promotion like Bellator and you've been, killing it, he's been killing it in Europe and having all these fights, and I believe he's on a 7 winning streak. With that being said, he's also coming in with a mentality of I need to prove myself and I need to win here in my debut. So for you, first and foremost, what are your thoughts on your opponent, and do you think it's that much harder to face a guy who, like I said, might want to make a statement making his Bellator debut?
Well, listen, everybody wants to make a statement every fight. Nobody's showing up to a fight being, I guess I'll let this guy beat me. So of course there's more motivation. Maybe there's more motivation on both sides. I don't know. I don't know what's going on in his personal life. He might know a little bit of mine just from the posting, or maybe he doesn't know any either. It doesn't matter, right? It's who's stepping in there, who's awake that night, who's performing that night, who's going to show out and show their best. And yeah, man, I'm just ready for that. I'm ready to see what this guy's got to bring. Obviously, we're fighting a main event for Bellator, one of the biggest promotions in the world. So of course he's going to be good. Of course he's going to be hungry, motivated. He thinks this is his opportunity. All these things, but that doesn't waver my confidence or my excitement or my motivation at all. If anything, it just adds to it.
How does your preparation change, or does it change when you're, preparing for a fight stateside here in the United States and, preparing for a fight, like we mentioned, in Italy? Does that change things for you in terms of how you prepare?
Um, like the past 12 weeks, no. I'm still preparing to fight in the cage. Whether that cage is here or on the moon, it's going to be a fight. But there's some different factors that are included, especially during fight week. Mainly being I don't have my same meal prep nutritionist out there with me, so I'll have to figure out the food situation a little bit differently. No matter what state you fight in or venue you fight at, the weight cutting situation is typically a little bit different here or there. So that's another factor that might be a little bit differently out there. The time zone, obviously, that's really the big one. So it's more so fight week and getting to the fight that's going to be different. And just making sure I can get to that fight healthy, on weight, well fed, well rested, and ready to just perform at my best.
Exactly. And so, I'm curious, what does the 10 days coming up, what do you focus on, especially as you're getting closer and closer to the fight? What becomes of importance as you get closer?
Um, Not burning out, all the hard work has already been put in. So, strength conditioning still, making sure my cardio is there, making sure my diet's good, making sure my weight's good, making sure my sleep is good, all those kind of, typical things leading up to a fight, right? Everything but the hard sparring basically. So, it's keeping it going. It's finding my rest. It's preparing. It's getting my medicals done. It's taking care of my son. It's all of the above. So it's basically business as usual, with a few extra steps. I ordered some outlet adapters. I gotta go to the
All the
bank and
little things.
get some euros. Yeah, yeah, all the little kind of alternate things. I am gonna shift my sleep schedule this week and start adapting a little bit slowly, and hope that helps a little bit. But I'm ready to go.
That's awesome. And I do want to ask, because you're coming off of a win, and let's say you get the win coming up for you, how important would this win be, especially right now in this point in your career as you keep climbing up that ladder?
Yeah, I mean, every win is extremely important. That's all that people care about, which leads me to my record, right? With these past two losses that have been on my record. I mean, I like to be a good sport and all that, gracious in victory and defeat, but like I wasn't defeated in those two losses that they said I was, right? So in terms of momentum, it's still on my side. I feel that I am on the top of that ladder as it is. And so basically this next weekend is just going out there and showing it and reminding people and proving it. Not even to myself, but to, the organization and the matchmakers and the rankings and all that stuff, right? It's just going out there and putting on a great show and being like, damn, that Piccolotti dude, he's the real deal. He's a problem no matter who he fights.
Awesome. And I do want to ask you, because we have seen, obviously somebody that's making waves and, just, doing his thing and really growing his name. And he recently moved up to the lightweight division, and that is AJ McKee. I want to get your thoughts on AJ. And is that somebody that you're looking to fight?
Yeah, I mean, AJ is a monster, man. I've been seeing AJ for years now. We were kind of both on the upswing at the same time. I hit a couple speed bumps early in my career with Bellator that kind of slowed my rise a little bit. But yeah, man, AJ's a dude that I've always respected and liked. We had a good conversation after my last fight, and I don't know necessarily that I'm gunning for the dude, but he's a great name. He's a big name. That could be a high profile fight. I think it would be a great fight. But honestly, more importantly than AJ, like I would love to fight AJ so long as it's in the Bellator lightweight tournament.
Awesome. And in terms of short-term goals, long-term goals right now with Bellator, where are you at right now in all of that?
The goals always remain the same: is to make my way to the top, and whatever path it takes to get there, it takes. I know they've been teasing this lightweight tournament, so obviously I wanna get in there and make that 7-figure payday, and claim my throne all in the same night. So that's the goal, really.
Awesome. All right. So we got just a couple minutes left in this interview. And one of the things I love to do is just ask people random questions because it kind of gets the viewers, your fans, to get to know a different side of you. So we're going to go ahead and jump into our lightning round. I'm going to ask you 10 questions and you just answer them however you please. So here we go. Question number one. What's your favorite city in California?
Half Moon Bay.
So when I saw that you were from Half Moon Bay, my first thought was I'd never heard of that city before until today. So tell me, like for you, do you get that often? Do most people know where Half Moon Bay is at? Because I had to actually Google it and find out where in California this was.
Yeah, it's one of those things. If you know, you know, right? It's a small town. There's a ton of tourism over here now, but that's mainly from like the surrounding cities. We're a little bit south of San Francisco, you know, and Half Moon Bay it's always been a beautiful mixture of surfing, farming, skateboarding, small town, but close to the big city. You know, it's my home, right? It's perfect to me in every way. So, if you guys heard of Mavericks, right? It's like one of the biggest waves in the world. That's where that's Half Moon Bay. So yeah, big surfing town, and yeah. I would say come here, but don't come here because there's too much traffic. So,
Question number two: favorite sport outside of MMA?
uh, baseball. I grew up playing
Nice.
baseball. I've always loved baseball. I don't follow anything though anymore.
Do you have a specific team by any chance?
It's always just been the Giants, just because that's my parents' team. That's the local team, right? So that's who it's been. But no, it's like I'm so far removed from watching Sports Center or following any of the teams anymore.
Question number three: favorite and least favorite workout?
Favorite workout is sparring. That's the fun stuff. That's why I do what I do. Least favorite workout is running. I hate running. I always have. I always will. It's the necessary evil that we all have to deal with.
Question number four: artists or songs that pump you up the most?
Not the music guy. I really don't have
Really?
any. No, not at all. I
Even when
could
you're
run.
running?
No, I could run to silence. Yeah, I like my thoughts. I like myself.
There you go. That's next level dedication right there
Yeah.
and focus and discipline. I can't even imagine even doing any workout without any music.
No, not for me. Also, too, I run a lot in the mountains, and there's a lot of cougars out here, so
Oh, you got to be aware.
stay on your guard. Yeah.
Exactly. Question number five: any pre or post match rituals?
Pre-fight, we always say a prayer in the back right before we walk down, make the walk. Um, Post-fight, I mean, it's pretty typical. Just get a good meal and have a beer with some of the guys and whoever's there. Hopefully, my girl. And yeah, very simple.
Question number six: who's been your toughest fight?
Uh, Toughest fight, dang. I guess maybe the Benson fight was my toughest, but not really. Maybe Brandon Gertz. Yeah,
Okay.
because he was like a tough power bomb thrower, and you know he made me fight a really hard fight. He'd never been taken down. Right, I'm the only guy to ever take him down, and he actually creamed my body with a shot one time at like the end of the fight. Really took my win. I popped his knee trying to knee bar him, and he still didn't care. So yeah, let's lean on Brandon Gertz.
That's
Respect
a
for that
good
guy.
one.
Yeah,
After you started saying what went down, I was like, okay, I think that's definitely a tough fight for sure.
yeah.
Question number seven: who's been your favorite opponent?
Favorite opponent. I think I'll say Brandon again. That's kind of weird because it was a long time ago. But every time I see that dude, like we just vibe, and he was always bringing his dog with him, and I'm a huge pit bull guy too. And so we kind of, I guess, connected on that. It was one of the first things I said to him right as the bell rang and we were still in the cage. It's like, man, your dog was so cute. I wanted to pet it that whole fight week, right? But you know, I got to maintain the stoic face for it.
Wait, did
Yeah,
you say this to him before the fight, or did you say before the
no,
fight or
no,
after the
the
fight?
the literally the second that bell rang, yeah, like
Oh
right
my
after the last
God.
round, yeah. I was like, I really wanted to, man. I just had to keep up this tough guy thing. But your dog is epic, you know.
That's hilarious. I feel like that would be totally unexpected in terms of what you would expect the conversation to be.
Yeah, I think he was frustrated with the fight too. He knew he had lost, so he didn't really go that great in that moment. But yeah, we've definitely seen each other since, and he's a great dude. I also got to throw James Terry in there because me and James were actually like acquaintances even before the fight. So he's always been a great dude. He's from the area too.
Nice. Question number eight. What's your favorite thing about your son?
Oh, does everything count?
Everything counts. I'll take that
Everything
as an
counts,
answer.
man. His little smile, his fat cheeks, he's even his cries, like everything that he does is just hilarious.
That's adorable. Question number 9. If you weren't a fighter, what do you think you'd be doing?
So one side of my family, the Piccolottis, they're all meathead athletes: football, baseball, wrestling, and now MMA. The other side of my family is like computer geniuses. So my uncle was like a huge developer for EA Sports. He went on to start like multiple startups that had been bought out by Yahoo and companies of the sort. So I want to say it would be something to do with tech. Although the tech people kind of bug me now. Uh, my other interest that I've always kind of like put on the back burner that I've always wanted to possibly get into, I got a lot of friends, is being a firefighter. I've always had so much respect for them. I've had a couple of incidences with some of my loved ones where the firefighters and paramedics show up and they just impress the hell out of me every time with their knowledge and their calm under pressure. And I think it's something I could be good at, and it would also be super rewarding.
I can imagine. And that does make a lot of sense in terms of your background and all of that. And just even just like the mentality that you have to do this sport, I think does fall in line also with, firefighters and whatnot. So I can definitely see that. Last question, question number 10. Describe yourself in 3 words or less.
God, that's super awkward. I would say level-headed. Is that one word? Let's go
That's a
one
good
word.
one.
I'm pretty, I guess, even keeled. Dedicated. I'm very dedicated and loyal.
Those are good ones. Awesome. Well, you got it. You got it. All right, Adam, thank you so much for chatting with me. Before we go, please let the people know where they can follow you, where they can support you, etc.
Yeah, guys, come check me out at Adam Piccolotti. That's it on Instagram. I mean, I guess it's Facebook too, but I'm just on Instagram really. And yeah, come check it out. Come see the training. Come see the AKA gym. Come see the CSA gym. Come see Dominic. He's probably the best part of my page. But yeah, come check it out. Give me a follow. I appreciate it.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Adam. And I am going to make sure to post all of the links in the description box below. But until next time, we'll see you guys later. Bye, everyone.